The managing editor of Myco Asia. Thank you for joining in for today's Myco Asia annual seminars. Today we have with us Dr. Anudeep Malannavar, who will be talking about plant quarantine issues. Actually, about Dr. Malannavar, Dr. Anudeep Malannavar is a plant pathologist. I came to know about him when he was doing his PhD at Palampur, Himachal Pradesh, in India. And he is a specialist in fungal disease diagnostics, pathogen variability, biological control. He has worked on powdery mildews, grey leaf spot, and endophytic biocontrol agents. And currently, he serves as assistant plant protection officer, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. Anudeep, thank you very much for agreeing to give this talk. And I hope we'll have a very fruitful interaction in next coming 45 minutes. Over to you, Dr. Anudeep.
Thank you, sir. So I'll just present my presentation. So good morning, all. So this topic was very long awaited because while dealing with the import and export, we also came across many of the issues, the scientists. Not only scientist, student. Being a student, I was about to import some germplasm of the oat powdery mildew from Holland. But the problem I faced, I will be showing a case study of mine only. And from that day, I was not knowing about the plant quarantine and everything. After coming here, I came to know that was the case which I would have been it would have been easy for me if I knew that papers, documents, everything, and the procedures, all the things. Okay, apart from that, what are the conditions for the import, what are the conditions for the export, everything. And after coming to service, I faced many problems. Then during my 2015-16, I came in contact with the Dr. Shenoy, and I was working on taxonomy of the polytrichum at that time. After that, I shifted my studies to powdery mildew of the oats, during which I studied on variability and I wanted to import some germplasm, but it was not an easy task. Okay, at last I failed in that task because of so many regulations and everything I wouldn't have known. And at the end of my degree, I came to know all these things. So there may be so many scientists here who don't know about importing germplasms or anything, and during exporting also some I wouldn't say the exact name. We received 2-3 non-compliance where the packages of mushroom went from Singapore, Malaysia, and anywhere. We received a non-compliance stating that they were rejected because they didn't have any phytosanitary certificate or their regulations were not followed. So when you are putting so much effort in bringing the germplasm or sending your product, you will be investing so much money because the freight rates are so high. You will be for a grams of germplasm or kgs of mushroom spawn or your product, you will be spending lakhs of rupees.
Anudeep, sorry to interrupt. Are you moving your slides?
Yes, I will be moving. Just I will go just for the introduction.
Yes.
Okay,
please. Sorry for that.
No problem. So there, in one case, we incurred an issue where a scientist imported some seeds, not for the propagation or any breeding purpose, but they imported for consumption purpose, research purpose, where they will be using it for the research and they will be destroyed. But some of the regulations were not followed in the plant quarantine, and the case was almost dragged for almost 4 to 5 months, and the price of the seeds were nil because it was for the research purpose. This wholeheartedly sent for the research purpose for free, but the damages or damages where they were kept, we call it as a damage fees, where it is kept in the warehouse. The warehouse cost only cost 2 lakhs. So the case was solved at last, and all the seeds were gone, the qualities were gone. It was not suited for the research. However, they had to pay 2 lakh rupees to get those things, or otherwise it would be day by day the damages will be held. So that's why in between I shared some documents stating that some of the issues we are facing, so scientists should take care of it. So what is plant quarantine? So plant quarantine is nothing but the when we were in the World Trade Organization member and we will be following the IPPC, International Plant Protection Convention Acts. Means there is a free movement of all the agriculture and related commodities, but it is under the certain rules and regulations. We will call it as a sanitary and phytosanitary agreements. In India, we have the Destructive Insect Pest Act. So what is the role and objectives of the plant quarantine organization? One is, because you are all well heard of the Parthenium case where we were deprived of the food and we imported wheat, but we loosened some regulations because of which the Parthenium came, and today we are very much, for our agriculture sector is almost facing almost all the 90 or 100% you can say fields are covered with the Parthenium. It is an extra burden almost also, and it is a hurdle in the crop production. So in that case, anything is there with us should not go to the other countries, and whatever the harmful organisms or anything is there, they should not come to the our countries. Then these are the important terminologies. I will share the PDF. Then so plant quarantine in India, almost in the British era only the plant quarantine on the 1905 or 1906, where Britishers imposed rules that cotton bales should not come into India without any fumigation. So till now, almost it's 115 or 116 years, India is free of Mexican cotton boll weevil. See, in that time only the world was aware. And nowadays, the plant quarantine is so much important that I will show you some cases where minor mistakes costed lakhs of rupees or major hurdle. So what we do? Who are we? We directly work under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, where our directorate name is Directorate Plant Protection, Quarantine and Storage. One is we will negotiate with the importing countries or exporting countries what can be imported, what can be exported, what can be and how it can be exported in a profitable way. Because the countries will put so much regulations, then we have to negotiate with them. So nowadays you could have seen basmati rice export. The Trump organization is thinking of putting some regulations, but it's not easy. We have to negotiate with them. So accordingly, they want market access for the dairy products, which we already have in the surplus. So we have to safeguard our farmers also, and we have to make them profitable also. So we call it as a National Standard of Phytosanitary Measures, Standard Operating Procedures. And in case of this, the third one, conduct of pest risk analysis. So this is the very much, if you want, let's say you are a scientist, you want to import a new thing, which is not listed in our system. In that case, what we will do, if you put a request to us, to the Directorate of Plant Protection and Quarantine and Storage, there will be a committee which will conduct pest risk analysis. For example, you want to import some seeds which are not known to here in India, and it is not listed in our server. What we will do, we will, from which country you want to import, we will ask the data. What are the major pests? What are the diseases, weeds, and in any system of their transportation, any of the insect may come or not. All the pathways, everything we will study, and after that we will put a guidelines how it can be brought. If it is brought, then it should be free from certain disease, pest, everything. So that is called as a pest risk analysis, and based on that only the importing conditions are laid. Then training, everything, and apart from this we have the treatments, phytosanitary treatments. We call it as methyl bromide, aluminum phosphate, forced hot air treatments, everything. So it's not only a plant quarantine; it is an interdepartmental cooperation. ICRA, TNB, PGR, APEDA, Ministry of Commerce and Welfare, Customs. Customs is the first line. After that, DGFT, through which all the foreign trade is controlled. And sites. The sites is very important because when you are bringing or sending anything which is endangered species, For example, red sanders. If you, let's say you are the farmer of a red sanders, or if you want to import or export something, then it has to go through the sites only. And spice board, fungal, these are all the parties which we'll be dealing with every day. So this is our organization structures. We have 7 regional stations through which only seeds and propagational materials can be brought. So remember, always when you are bringing a seeds or propagating materials, you have to bring through regional stations only. Not like say in Vizag, there is a station, Visakhapatnam, plant quarantine station is there. You want to import the seed directly there, it cannot be done. Or Hyderabad. It can be brought to the regional station of that area, that is RPQ's Bangalore only. For Vizag, Chennai, like that only the regional stations only have the power to import, or can be cleared only through these regional stations only. For consumption and all, or your consumption materials and everything, it can be cleared anywhere in the plant quarantine stations. But please do remember that whenever you are bringing seeds or any propagation material, it has to be brought to the regional stations. And if you are bringing a germplasm, see, there are 2 things: commercial varieties, hybrids, anything that is comes under the seeds and propagating materials. But if you are bringing a germplasm, a lines, or genetically modified lines, everything, it has to be brought through RPQS New Delhi only. So let's say you are in Kerala or Tamil Nadu and you are bringing your germplasm. Let's say scientists want to bring the germplasm, but it cannot be done. It can be brought to the RPQS New Delhi only, where the NBPGR will take custody of those things, will check, and further it will distribute it to the concerned scientist or concerned party. So these things you have to remember. So important to India, it's a Gita. Okay, if the plant quarantine order 2003, I will just put a demonstration how to go to the site and how to register or how to navigate through the websites. So important into India is regulated by one and only one order, that is plant quarantine order 2003. It's a PDF file. It will be keep on updating. And if any of your product is not listed, that as I told, it can be brought to the notice of the authority that I want to import such and such product. Then what would be the condition? They will lay the condition, they will give you the permit, and after that only you can bring. If you bring before that, it can be sent back or destroyed at the port. So this is the main thing. So this is a summary of plant quarantine order. In the plant quarantine order, you can see where you can bring, what you can bring: airports, seaports, land frontiers, inland container depots, foreign post offices. Then what are the prohibited commodities and from which country? Okay, that is called as the Schedule 4. And the Schedule 5, some restrictions are there along with the, you have to deposit some of the lines or your commodity, some portion of it to the concerned stations or ICR institutes. And with some regulations, you can freely bring with a phytosanitary certificate and also additional declaration in the Schedule 6, and in Schedule 7, the phytosanitary certificate is needed and also a treatment is needed, but there is no additional declarations. So you can see these 754 plant pathogens: insects, mites, weeds, nematodes, snails. We are free of these things. So that's why these regulations are laid. So permits required for import of germplasm, transgenic or genetically modified organisms can be directly brought through the NBPGR, okay, National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, because some of your germplasm will be maintained there for the future studies in case of any outbreaks or in case of any further your assistance. So this is the procedure. You can genetically modified organisms, planting materials, if you want to import, have to write it to the, in case of your lines or germplasm, you can directly write it to the NBPGR. If it is a GMO or genetically modified organism or genetically modified lines, then it can be write to the review committee on genetic manipulation. It's under DAC, there will be a committee, and Department of Biotechnology, there will be a committee which will sit and decide how to bring those, what are the conditions. Okay, when satisfied, the RCGM will issue a permit letter along with, you can see, and instructions for use, conditions of issuance and handling and packaging instructions. Also, what are the conditions needed that seeds or lines are free from, what are the conditions, which genes, which diseases. Once you will get a permit, you have to send it to the exporter. The exporter means your counterpart. Okay, you are the importer here, your exporter is your counterpart. He is sitting abroad. You will send one of the copy, he will attach it with the lines, and one copy will be pasted on the pack. So for the easy, segregation. Once it comes, the customs will segregate it and they will direct it to the PQ, and individual officials will verify the consignment and they will test those. And once everything is done, then it will be released for the experimentation. If anything is found, then it will be destroyed at the facility. So this is your import of germplasm. Direct, as I told, if you are bringing germplasms, you have to go to the directly to the NBPG or PQ08. Otherwise, if you are bringing genetically modified organisms, then you have to go to the your review committee on genetic modified organisms. So I was telling, I faced a case. Okay, I'll just show you one case where I was so okay, this, when I was a student, I wrote I needed to import some regulations or oats germplasm. Through PQ09, they gave the guidelines. Our head of the department and our whatever the materials were there, everything. Then they, in this import permit, you can see it should be free from soil, weed, species, and plant debris. This line has to be written on the additional declaration. What is additional declaration? I will further explain. And the consignment shall be accompanied by a phytosanitary certificate with additional declaration, freedom from Acrimonium strictum. These are all the bacteria, virus, fungi, everything. And after that, you have to create a post-entry quarantine facility. What is post-entry quarantine facility? That will also I will explain to you. So these are the conditions they will lay. Okay, these conditions, this has to be fulfilled by you. Then only you can bring. So one copy has to be, the first copy has to be along with your, original has to be with your lines or whatever the packing, and on the packing this has to be pasted for easy segregation. Duplicate copy has to be pasted on the package. So this is the import permit. Like that only, the foreign authorities also issue a, let's say the France has issued a letter of authority. You can see, for introduction of plant pests for scientific teaching and plant breeding purposes. Here you can see from whom the party wants to import and who is the issuing authority and who is the person who is importing those things, the scientist there from the France. What they want to import? They want to import soil samples. How much? 9 samples, and along with the 2.9 kg, that is the limit. So what they want is import conditions. What are the flight, Roisy, delivery company, and also multiple sendings can be sent or only one time. Then also it has to be endorsed by the, here you can see, National Plant Protection Organization. National Plant Protection Organization, here we can see DPPTS. NPPO of India is National Plant Protection Organization of India is Directorate of Plant Protection, Quarantine and Storage, and that case it is the France. So always go with the checklist. What are the conditions I have to follow? Okay, so we discussed everything. So many things were there, and there was a condition for the PEQ facility which we didn't have. Post-entry quarantine means after the germplasm comes here, some of the pathogens will not be expressed at the time of seed stage, or you can say seedling stage. So what happens is they will be expressed at an adult stage because of the resistance or expressiveness they will not be showing the symptoms at the certain stage. So for one season, they will say you have to grow in a facility which is certified, pre-certified. Means you have to, there is a standard operating procedure, or you can say guidelines to build the facility, and also the guidelines are very clearly laid. How to, that there should be double door entry, the water has to be segregated, and also it should be the, land should be not undulating and also slope towards one side. Also there should not be any soil that has to be mixed with the outside. So everything you use, it is a post entry quarantine. You just think that whatever you are bringing, you are bringing, keeping those plants under quarantine for a certain period. For that facility, it has to be certified before you bring. So once you bring the consignment, it cannot be done. Okay, before you bringing the consignment, whatever the conditions are, it has to be fulfilled. So it is the main thing, because as I told, once you bring, till you create a post-entry quarantine facility, till it gets certified, you will have a very large damage fees, and you will have your products will be degraded. So here we can say almost, we were the importing country. I was the importing country. I was a student. I was very curious and I was very eager to get the lines. But the conditions where our, the seeds has to be free from certain disease, pest, everything. It costed around 1200, or like 2000 euros. It could be around 2 lakhs nowadays. So which I couldn't afford, and also a post-entry quarantine facility again would have cost me around 4 to 5 lakhs. Because of which I couldn't import these things, and it hampered my research. So these are the very issuance of import permit, import release order. See here, issuance of import permit which is listed in the order. If it is not listed in the order, then it may take some time, 1 or 2 months. So then this is the import procedure. You can see these are the plants. Okay, here you can see these are the anthurium plants which have been brought for the Bangalore, and these plants once provisionally we release, and it will go for the post-entry quarantine facility. So once we draw the samples, once the consignment arrives, we'll check all the documents. If anything is there, we'll get back to you. Then otherwise, we'll go ahead for the inspection. Inspection is always offline. There is no like online and everything. It is offline, and it has to be done by the inspectors only. We'll go for examinations of the plant pathological, etc., entomology, plant pathology, nematology, weed seeds, everything will be done. So this is the PAQ facility. Here you can see it is very segregated, it is very labeled, and what are the plants grown, when it has been brought, how it has been brought, and it is kept. You can see only one variety of plant is kept in a single greenhouse. It is very isolated. Okay, it cannot be mixed with other plants, your day-to-day or day-to-day activities. So this is the post-entry quarantine facility for oil palm. Now we are, because oil palm facilities, oil palm is getting so much a boost these days. There are so many oil palm nurseries coming up, so they are creating a post-entry quarantine facility which will be regulated, and almost every 15 or 20 days we will visit the facility and we will we will calculate the plants, if any plant is missing, if any plant is taken out without our consent. So similarly the export, okay, it is the same case, inspection, laboratory test, everything. So another thing we incurred many a times, if only scientist I could say, it's a whole trade. Here you can see wherever you go in the cargo section or anywhere in your any of your large machines or everything comes. Here you can see the this mark, a leaf like mark with a certain stamp on it. This is called the wood packaging material has been treated before the shipment, because the insect or any disease can come through these wood packaging materials, because many of the rubber wood, pine wood, or any in a very low standard wood is used in many cases for the wood packaging material. In that case, what happens when you are using a low standard or any leftover wood, there is a chances of the contamination or any chances of the insect getting through it. That's why NSPM are regulated, or it is not only not our nation, it is all over the world. Okay, we almost received 90% of the non-compliances received because of these things. Let's say a marble has been gone from the Bangalore, or let's say Mumbai. It was detained or it was hanged there for certain time because of these, wood packaging material. Means there was a wood log below and the granites were stored on that, but the wood was not treated, because of which they had to face a lots of penalty, and that non-compliance they will send to us that such exporter have violated the rules. So this is the case where many of the non-compliances we have occurred. So be sure that whenever you are sending a large shipment or whenever you are receiving a large shipment, if anything is coming with the wood packaging material, these stamps are there. Okay. For this, we will call it as NSPM 9, 12, and 22. 9 is for the forced hot air treatment for the wood packaging material, and NSPM 12 is methyl bromide. Okay, and methyl bromide, if you are sending, let's say you are sending a rice. For example, you are working on rice and you want to send the certain materials of the rice to the USA. You will get the import permit, that Trogogramma granarium. It is the one of the major hurdle in the export of rice to Australia, New Zealand, USA, Malaysia, etc., China, and you have to fumigate with the methyl bromide. So that's where the NSPM 12 comes. And also, if you are sending the seeds, the certain country asks that it should be treated or fumigated. In that case, we will go for the aluminum phosphate, that is NSPM 22. Remember, food grains or any consumable products will go for the NSPM 12, that is methyl bromide. If you are sending seeds or importing seeds, it should be treated with the aluminum phosphide. Then here you can see, and these are the standard operating procedures. Like this pest risk analysis has been taken, and we have negotiated with the importing country that we will follow certain rules, standard operating procedures, so that our product will be free from these designated insects or pathogens. So these are the pack house. This is for the trade, where we will go for the every pack is traced. So every box is traced. So here you can see export khapra beetle, stone wool, everything. So export through the pack house means, pack house is nothing but it's a designated area where it's a trained facilities are there, trained personnel are there, and your product is very carefully handled, every detail, where it is grown, when it is brought to the pack house, when it is harvested, who sorted that out, when it is sorted, and when it is loaded. All the facilities are, all the steps are governed and documented. If anything comes up, let's say you have sent a spawn kit, but how to go trace it back? It is sent to the pack house, then will be, it can be traced back. Or if you have sent some vegetables or anything to your cousins or your counterpart there, if you want to trace back, this can be. So there will be one question: can export through pack house is mandatory? Not to all countries. Okay, UK, European countries, and some commodities for Australia, the pack houses are needed. The pack house is nothing but a secluded area where it's maintained as per the standards. Otherwise, you can pack it in your home, you can pack it in your facility, or you can pack it in your warehouse and you can send it back directly. So this is the PQMS website where you will go for the registration. Let's say you are a scientist, you don't have a IEC code. IEC code is nothing but import-export code given by the Director General of Foreign Trade. Okay, Director General of Foreign Trade, let's say you don't have any IEC code. If you don't have any IEC code, at least your institution may have. If it is don't having, then no problem. Don't be worried. You can import by using your PAN card. Okay, you can put it in the PAN card. Client type you can go for the researcher, or personal use. Then you go for the IEC code. In case of IEC code, you can go for your passport. So everything, all the data you will fill. Once you fill, your account will be created. It's for the lifetime. It's free. If you get a PQMS account activated once, you can bring it. You can Let's say here now you are in Goa, or now you are in Kerala or Tamil Nadu. You have been posted to Northeast or Jammu and Kashmir. It's not like that. I can create another account there. It's once and all on your PAN number or IEC number, and you can use it for all over India. Since it's a union government, you can use it. One account is for all over India, once and all for the lifetime. You can then you go for your export, for import, form time, everything, and you can upload the documents. Once you upload the documents, will come to us. There will be a minimal fees for the export and some considerable fees for the import, because import, there will be lots of procedures and we have to safeguard our farmers. So import, we have to put some regulations, and there will be pest risk analysis and everything. So import will be a bit costlier. Export will be hardly 1 or 2 rupees, or in case of outside the premises of plant quarantine station, you will get an additional of 10 rupees. That will be around 12, no more than 100 rupees. Okay. Once you apply everything and upload the documents, it will come to us, we'll scrutiny and we'll allot an inspector. So you can see, once you log into your account, where your application, you can see it's a very transparent system, and even the inspectors cannot submit their application without the proper inspection and without uploading the photos. It is very, like a GPS track. The Once you take the inspection, you can see exact the coordinates where the inspection has been taken. Let's say you have given your seats, or even to one of the agent, you have some doubts about him or her, and you want to regulate those things. Let's say your consignment already reached Bangalore airport. Your person says the it is being inspected, so let's wait for another day or two, like that. But there may be some, like, where they don't want to say, or they don't want to lose their business. Then you can just log in and you can check where it has been inspected, either on the way or in the warehouse or anything. Where it is, exact coordinates, we'll get it, geo reference. Okay, then we'll draw the samples and we'll further instruct you based on the reports, what to go for, how to go for, if anything is needed, not needed, everything. So as I was telling, additional declaration. What is additional declaration? See, here you can see this is all the column phytosanitary certificate. 18th column you can see it is the additional declaration. Okay, additional declaration is nothing but, let's say you are sending a certain, what you say, certain lots. Let's say you are sending a mango. Let's say you have grown a mango in your farm. You want to send it to USA. The additional declaration is completely different, because the weather there and weather here is considerably different. Let's say you are sending it to Australia. USA's weather or climatic conditions and susceptibility, or for the pathogen to thrive there, it's a completely different scenario. And in Australia, it's a complete weather and complete adaptability is different. So based on those, all the things, they have formed a regulation. If you are sending to USA and Australia, you need a irradiation by cobalt 60. So let's say I don't want to send it to USA or Australia. I just want to send it to the European Union. Then what happens? You have to bring it to the hot water treatment facility. The same mango which you want to send. Okay. Or else say, let's say, no, I don't want to send anywhere. I want to send it to the Dubai. For Dubai, no additional declaration. Where you can directly clean, pack, and you can bring it to the airport, where our officers will check and it will be ready to ship. So these are the things. In case of US and Australia, you have to bring it to the warehouse there, where they will check again, and it will go for the irradiation. After that, it will go for the seal, and then go for the trying, like that. So the certain procedures, it is called as the additional declaration. That was I was telling. Let's say if you are bringing anything into India, always check with the what are the additional declaration and what are the special conditions. Okay, here you can see 18th column is additional declaration. Means the country wants something, like the flower in the consignment has undergone immersion treatment, or it is free from certain, let's say, fungi, Peronospora sparsa, the downy mildew. And what is the special condition? Means how, in special conditions, what we will say, how you have to bring it. You have to bring it in a cold transit, or it has to be packed in certain way. It has to be packed in wood, it has to be packed in cardboard, or it has to be treated with methyl bromide, or aluminum phosphate only, or methyl bromide only, or anything. Any conditions will be laid in the your what you call special conditions. This is a special, inspection of consignments and every day to day. Here you can see the USA inspector along with us, where they will inspect every box of mango. Almost means not every box. There is some regulations how much take the sample. Whatever samples you have taken, those will be tested by both of us. So what are the impediments? Many of the cases which we encountered were technical know-how. They don't know how to bring or how to, like they communicated with the counterpart, they communicated with the scientist there, and it was, without any knowledge, they sent the consignment, hold up here. In case of export also, like many of the people will think Dubai, Singapore, everything, these are just neighboring countries. Let's send it without any, uh, rules, regulation, without any certifications. They sent, even in case of, small 0.5 grams, 10 grams, 2 grams, in like Amazon or eBay or Flipkart, any online sites, they got the order and they sent it for the personal consumption, but it was held there. So that was the negative point, or it was a lot of problems they faced. Even some people imported flower seeds or some plants for the ornamental purpose through international post office. It was hardly 0.5 grams, 1 grams, 2 grams. They ordered it through the Amazon and the US people or some EU people. They sent it by the post or courier, and when it came to the post office, they didn't know, because they were common people. Let's say we are the scientists or the consignment holders or businessmen know the rules, but they were very common people. Like Amazon, they ordered something, they came, and after coming here, we were also so much into trouble that we had to explain them. They were not agreeing, because every day they will charge. For 1 gram also they will charge. They have to face so many issues, because we have to further forward it to the case to the concerned authority. They have to take the decision. Okay, then even for the destruction also you have to pay, even for the release also you have to pay. So those are the cases. So before you want to bring or send anything, please know, make a checklist and contact with targeted or contact with the your counterparty. Also visit your nearest plant quarantine station or whichever regulating authorities are there, and advise your export. Okay, advise your exporter or the one who is sending there to visit the plant quarantine station there and to clarify things before. Once it comes, it becomes very difficult. For to send it back also you have to pay. To store it till the decision is taken, you have to pay, or to release after so many time you have to pay, and you will get your products disoriented or disgraded, everything. So it's my kind advice, or it's my kind request to all the community here, that before you bring or before you send, go through all the regulation. So this is the fumigation procedure. This is the aluminum phosphide. This is the methyl bromide. So this is the hot air treatment that I told you. If you are sending any large consignment and all, go always remember ISPM mark is there. This is a vapor heat treatment, hot washer immersion of the mangoes, as I told you. So some of the case studies we have, uh, they some nuts, okay, like uh, nuts and twigs, they were bringing from the Vietnam or Thailand. Many of the cases we are encountering with the Thailand, Vietnam, where customers will bring the, like some people brought the very exotic flower species, or even in case where the endangered plants they have brought, and some nuts and everything, they were macadamia nuts. They are very demanding these days, so they are going and directly bringing without any consent. So it will be referred to us, and we have to destroy those things. So this case was, I think, many of you have seen a 15 centimeter long jasmine string created a havoc. It's not the havoc, it's the plant quarantine issue. Okay, Australian plant quarantine is so much stringent that they will even scrutinize the pockets of the passengers, even the shoes. If any soil is attached to the shoe, you are wearing any strings of the mala or everything. One of our friend who's dumbbell, like wooden dumbbell used to be kusti, they will tell. that used to be used during the ancient time. They wanted to take that, and some sandalwood statue, a small. They wanted to take to Australia, but the authorities told it has to be fumigated. Then they fumigated those 15 centimeter, or very small sandal statue. They fumigated and they took it away. Then they took it to the Australia. So these are the cases where a minor mistake could have cost you. Where Navenayar just over the 15 centimeter long jasmine flower string and almost a lakh rupees fine was imposed on her, and it was forced to thrown away. Now, very classic examples why plant quarantine is important. It could lead to a bio war. If anything is not there and came, it would destroy the countries. Not only, let's say, if the timber comes, where from the timber is coming to the forest. So if you are bringing a tea and some borers or insects already infested with those things, and it comes to our India after release. Let's say you have taken your wood or timber to your home, then say it's somewhat infested. Then what you will do? Now let's throw it away. We throw it to the garbage where it will be thrived, and if it is very near to the forest, it will thrive, it will reproduce, and will create a havoc. So, because prevention is always better than cure. So we have learned in a COVID era, that prevention is always better than cure, and spreading is very much difficult. To prevent the spreading is very much difficult. Okay, the humans, okay, understood, they will can confine them, but in the forest, where you will go? Okay, or in the fields, because on the river bank the channels are there. Once it is mixed with the water, the whole area will be affected. So Fusarium graminearium, they around 5.5 grams or something, they confiscated with the students, where it was claimed that it is going for the research purpose. It was actually a bioterror. So potential and agroterrorism weapon. So that's why the plant quarantine is very important. So here you can see some of the cases where it is our day-to-day routine procedures. We'll inspect the farms, flowers. Here you can see the millets were infested with the weed seeds, and rambutan, which was imported from the Mili, Thailand, or exported, ready for the export. And here you can see the coffee berry borers, some minor mistakes where your soil was attached. So everything was good in this case, but the boxing was not good. The box was infected. Here you can see the openings were there, damages were there. So one of the person wanted for the consumption. He wanted to take the furnitures to USA for personal use, but we encountered the borers. Then we had to fumigate and clear them, and in a fresh package we had to suggest him. Then only we can release the shipment. So here you can see the roof, or the box, and also a shipping container floor is infested with the uh, trigogramma. Then digital tools, we have the digital app IPKMS IceGate, that is the customs we are linking with, and we are using a GPS lock technology, where we are getting more and more transparent, so that you will know the situation of your consignment at any time. Not only now, after 10 years, if you log into your account will be there, where it is tested, where it is verified, where it is inspected, everything will be there. So my one and only advice is always follow the rules, follow the regulations, and you know you have to take care of the things before you bring or before you send anything. So this is the importance of plant quarantine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anudeep, for the very informative talk.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if
Shall I just show you the website once, so that
yes,
they
yes, please.
okay, I'll
Yes,
just
please.
okay, just you can type PQMS, that is the plant quarantine management system. Once you open, You'll get the landing page. Here you can see home and everything. Here you can see guidelines. Okay. In the guidelines, you will get every data for consumption. What are the requirements? What are the prohibited, regulated plant materials, notified points of entry? What are the pest interceptions these days? Fees and charges. Okay. Then requirements, what are the needs and everything. Shipping, how to go for inspection of grains, everything, etc. Then in case of import, you can see what are the issuance of import permit rules, regulations, what are the fees. Here you can see PRA request form. If you want to bring any new consignment, then you can go for a PRA request form. Then relaxation, everything. Then you can see the plant quarantine order 2003 and its amendments. So this is the main thing. Here you can see it is a gazette notification. What are the modifications has been, everything, all the definitions, everything. As I told you, schedule 4, 5, 6, what you can bring, where you can bring, how you can bring. So the model certificates, how it will be, everything is there. I'll just show you the schedule 4 items, lists and everything once. Okay, so here you can see from where you can bring points of entry. Okay, then where is the nearest container depot for you, everything. So these are the restricted items. So here you can see schedules. Okay, these are the schedules. If I can, turn this page for anything. So here is the PDF file where you will get every detail. You just have to search your commodity. Let's say Zia maize. So here you can see corn cob can be, corn leaf pellets can be brought with the phytosanitary certificate. Here you can see seeds for sowing, any country, how you can bring with these additional declarations, and this is the special condition, free from soil, free from quarantine weed seeds. So let's say if you are not bringing for sowing, but you are bringing for the consumption purpose, then you can go for, these are the conditions, and here you can see fumigation with methyl bromide at 32 gram per meter cube. So this is the special condition and this is your additional declaration. So like this, you can go through this, and apart from that, if you are a traveler, what can be brought, what I can be, what cannot be taken into India, and declaration to be given at the customs counter. Then if you want to treat your materials, you can find the master register, or whatever the registered fumigation agencies are there, you can find this list here, and nearest you can go and contact them. So these are the main things. So this is the our website, and you can go through those things. Thank you.
We have a couple of questions in the chat box. The first question is from Dr. Aditi Pandit. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
The first question is from Dr. Aditi. She wants to know, is it okay to bring dried flowers and leaves from foreign land to India?
Yes, sir. We can bring. There is a limitation, like 2 kgs. With the personal belongings, it should be completely dried, and the condition, it has to be free from any weeds and any foreign materials. Up to 2 kg, you can bring it with the personal belongings, but it should not be any endangered species on. It should be a normal, genuine flowers and any items, garlands or anything, strings. You can bring up to 2 kg only.
But Dr. Anudeep, how would the common citizen know whether it is an endangered species or it's okay?
That's what, sir. That's the issue. That's why let's go for known only. Like very good now jasmine is a jasmine. No, marigold, okay, strings commonly available in the market, and it cannot be. It should be in a condition where it cannot be further reproducing. So many people will what they will think, they will bring the marigold flower one or two and they will start to replicate here, or they will dry it and they will start to multiply here. That should not be the case. It should not. It should be dried. It should be garlanded also, but it is 2 kg and it should be the condition in any case that it cannot be reproducible or it cannot be further propagated. Once it's used, that's it.
Dr. Anudeep, how is your department, how is your ministry educating common people, like non-experts in all these issues? Because
Yes,
they
sir.
keep on traveling, international travels, but then they are not aware of the rules and procedures, right?
Yeah, sir. That's the case. Now we have plant quarantine offices establishing at international airports. Beside the customs, beside the customs office, our offices are being placed. And in the problem is we are the second line here in India. But if you go USA or Australia, the plant quarantine is the first line. The importance, I would say, you can know the difference in their purview and our purview, because where customs is now, like short short men. Okay, they are very short of the staff. They cannot be there very everywhere. So some talks are going on with the customs where our officers will be deputed on the international airport arrivals or departures. Also, we are trying to where like these platforms are available. Nearly, we created awareness campaign in Hubli, Bangalore. Also, some societies we are publishing the pamphlets, and also through exporters. Also, in the we are creating awareness by meetings, and in international airports we are distributing our banners and everything where they have to, along with the immigration officers. Also, we are keeping on touch so that these things will be avoided.
Okay, thank you. And there is another question from Dr. Uday Prakash. Again, how can we send soil samples for isolation of DNA and sequencing for fungal diversity to foreign land? So he wants to send soil sample to, for example, Singapore or China, just for the sake of sequencing or DNA extraction plus sequencing.
Yes, sir. So that's what only. That's the one is import permit, or we call it as a letter of authority. See, sir, we are not for sending from here. We don't put any regulations. It is the importing country that is putting the regulations. We are very strict.
Yeah, but you may monitor it, but NBA Biodiversity Authority will definitely monitor this, right?
Yes, sir. Definitely they will monitor. But that's what they will. Once it lands there, they will also check if it is free from the specified. That's why the import permit they will specify that soil. It should be free from fungus, or it should be free from certain species of the fungus, like that. For research purpose, there is another gateway that I showed you the letter of authority. They were sending the soil sample because it is one-to-one person, so it is not going anywhere. The guidelines are very well meant. If you want to bring soil in here also, we have a key mechanism, two key mechanism. One is with the plant quarantine station, and another is with the company or researcher. But whenever they want to use the soil sample, they will contact us. We'll go and open it. We'll in our supervision they will take out. In our supervision only they will destroy, so that the soil sample is not thrown anywhere. So they can send with the letter of authority or import permit. Where import permit guidelines are clearly mentioned, we will follow those guidelines. Not our their guidelines.
Dr. Kirti Kumar Anand has a question. I have a small question. Can I grow red sandal in a private area? Is it legal or not? I don't know whether it comes under import and export.
Sir, it is illegal by the forest department's permission. They can grow, and also they have to, whenever they are cutting, they have to give it to the forest department. They will measure, they will number, and after that they will inform to the sites and concerned authorities. Then only they can export.
Dr. Pushpavati wants to know, do quarantine rules apply to seeds import and export between states in India, like Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, for example?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Only quarantine we have is black water potato from Darjeeling. From Darjeeling, you
Okay.
can see potato. Otherwise, it is a free trade.
And I want to ask you a taxonomy-centric question. Who decides which species to be included in the quarantine list?
Sir, our specialized team is pest risk analysis. It's called as a pest risk analysis based on their literature and available literatures at CABI, APPO database, and our database. We will tally the, we will, for example, Potaticum falcatum is there, but it is, for example, Potaticum acutatum is not there in India. Then we will say, what are the pathways Potaticum acutatum come in? Either it is coming through leaf, seed, or fruit. If it is coming from the fruit, what are the countermeasures have to be taken? Based on those pathways, if it is sent by a carton box, what are the conditions of a cross infestation? If it is sent with the other commodities, what are the conditions? So if there is any cross contamination possibility is there? Then we will study all these things. Then only we will follow the regulations. So we will frame the regulations. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Anudeep. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question and to be asked orally, you can raise your hand. I will let you speak. For last 2 minutes, please. Dr. Sridhar, you have any comment to make? Anyway, okay, last one question in the chat box. How many states domestic quarantine exist in India? Like how many states have their regional centers or regional points in India?
No, the quarantine stations are everywhere in India, all over all the states, and along with that we have the IPM, Indian Pest Management Centers. Our directorate is very, well established and well network almost all the states. Every state is, we have the states. Coming to domestic quarantine, we have the wart of potato where it cannot be taken out from the Darjeeling. That is the domestic one.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Anudeep Malannavar, for spending your precious time with us and sharing your knowledge with us. It has been a fantastic time listening to you and interacting with you. I hope all the members in the audience will agree with this, and I hope you are great success in your career. And we wish to see you again on this MicroAsia platform. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining in today. Though a small number, but a great enthusiasm here. And we hope to see more number and greater enthusiasm in coming talks, MicroAsia annual seminars, and MicroAsia Continuous Education 2026, and other events too. With this, we say bye-bye to all of you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.